What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, I've been making a lot of videos today, but I really wanted to make something that was very personal to me, and that was really to discuss more of my son and his autism diagnosis, right? Um, I I've talked about it on this channel before. Some of you all may be new. I have a 3-year-old son who is autistic, right? He was diagnosed last year, officially diagnosed, but me and his mother had already saw signs in him that he may be autistic, before that. And so we got him into early intervention therapy. He was in speech therapy, he was in occupational therapy, developmental therapy. And he also had some nutrition therapy as well because uh, he's not the greatest eater at times, right? And so I really wanted to talk about what it means to be a parent of a child who is autistic. This is a new journey for me. My son is 3, but I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she's not autistic, but my son is, and so there's difference. Parenting in general takes a lot of love, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of care. But I would say when your child is autistic, it takes a different type of patience, a different type of love and care, right? That's naturally you're going to do that as a parent because you love your children. But when your child is autistic, there are certain things you have to be patient about. And, that I became aware of. And I'm going to spread this awareness, right? My son, it takes a lot of patience when I say to when you're parenting a child who's autistic. Why do I say that? My son, I talked about him being in nutrition therapy. He will at times want to eat the same things day in, day in, day out, right? And he'll get used to that. Is what he likes, is what he likes. Outside influences will be like, you got to eat something different. You got to eat something different. And me and his mom will go to different foods and try different things. We try to, and he's not having it. Sometimes he doesn't even want to put it to his mouth if it doesn't feel right, right? He's texture based. So he might not want to even put it to his mouth if it doesn't feel right to him, right? Sometimes we have to brush things by his mouth, even things that he has eaten before and he has liked, but for whatever reason, it may not look right this time. You got to brush it by his mouth to get him to even remember, this is something that I did enjoy, right? I spoke about him, and I spoke about him a few seconds ago, him liking to eat the same things over and over again, right? He likes to eat French fries, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, oatmeal, yogurt. He likes to eat Nutri-Grain bars. He likes to eat dry cereal. He likes to eat, what else am I missing? Waffles, ravioli, things like that, right? And then there'll be times where he'll go away from it. I say that previously when he was younger, he used to love apples. He's cool on it now, right? He used to love grapes. He's cool on it now. At one point, he started out loving waffles and left it alone for a while. And then eventually he came back to it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of trial and error, and it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes my son, not sometimes, most of the time when he's eating, he'll bite off something, put it down, pick up the next one, bite off that, put it down, pick up the next one, bite off that, put it down. Then he'll go back to something he bit off before. Then he'll go to a new one. It's just different little tendencies that they have that you have to be aware of and you have to deal with. It's a part of it. And first I didn't understand it, and people were like, oh, make him eat. And that's the wrong thing to do. He'll have, he get overstimulated. You're trying to force him to eat that, right? You got to kind of like let him set things out. We have to set things out and then see what he likes to eat, what he'll take to. So a lot of times it took me making different things and placing it out and see which one he'll go to, whether it's some fries and chicken tenders, whether it's some oatmeal, whether it's some ravioli, see which one he'll go to, and then we go from there, right? And so, and I had to understand too, he's not like, he's getting full. He doesn't eat the way we do, so he does not need to eat. Me and his mother worry about him getting enough nutrients and stuff like that, right? And so he doesn't necessarily need to eat as much as we do, right? Sometimes him getting some, like coming back to it, he's getting full doing that. Sometimes I'll let it out, I'll set it out. Sometimes he'll sit at the table, sometimes we'll put it on the ottoman, and he'll go to town and he'll go play for a minute and come back to it. Kind of just have to let him have the options that he likes out, and then let him have at it. You know what I mean? So it's really a learning experience all the way around, and it's a beautiful learning experience. Getting to know my son, what he likes, what he doesn't like, but at the same time understanding he's going to eat differently. He's going to eat differently than other kids, and it's just a part of it. And we learned that through nutrition and just everyday parenting him. Now there are some times when he really doesn't want to eat a lot, and we have to lean on the Pediasure to make sure he gets a certain nutrients that he may need. Give him the Pediasure, give him some protein shakes at times, little protein shakes and stuff like that, to make sure he's getting properly fed and making sure he's reaching the proper milestones as it pertains to weight, etc. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful experience. But it just takes a lot of patience, man. Sometimes my son might eat the fry and he'll throw it on the floor. I'm like, yo, come on, we gotta get it up. We gotta get it up. No, throw it on the floor, man. Give it to me. You know what I mean? Because my son is not talking. He's 3 years old. He doesn't really talk. He'll say certain words here and there, but he isn't really talking. And so you have to really pay attention to what he wants and what he's trying to relate to you. But yeah, the eating thing is a big thing, and again, you're hearing people saying, I'm not saying advice is not good, but there are, parents who are not parents to autistic children telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that. And yes, there are times that you have to be stern with your child and make them do what they're supposed to do, or do what you're trying to do, and get them to learn and get them to get over things and get through things. Because sometimes my son does fake me and his mom out, because he'll go to my mom's house, he'll go to my sister's house, and he'll start doing things he wouldn't do with us. But as far as the eating goes, yeah, it's going to be up and down at times. For a while, recently, he didn't want the oatmeal. Now, recently, he's taken back to it. We get the oatmeal out, and he'll go for the oatmeal. And I'm just like, okay, glad whatever we can do, we can do. You know what I mean? Even parenting a child with autism, they like to listen to the same things over and over again. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. Like, he might want to watch the same TV shows. Because I wonder why my son, he liked to watch The Jungle Book, the live action version on Disney Plus. He'll like to watch Turning Red a lot on Disney Plus. He'll like to watch Miss Rachel a lot on Disney Plus. He liked to watch Encanto. He likes to listen to the same songs over and over again at certain times. You know what I mean? He likes the tune. He likes how it sounds. He's big on that. Listen, I watch Vlad TV interviews. My son likes the sound that comes, like, before the Vlad interview plays, the little sound that comes on before the interview, actually before the interviewee starts talking, the little sound, the introduction sound. He likes that sound. He gravitates to it. He can be in another room, and if I'm playing it loud enough, he'll run to the other room because he's hearing that sound. You know what I mean? So yeah, they are big on repetition with things. Even when I'm brushing my son's teeth, me and his mom both have to play certain songs, the Miss Rachel Brush Your Teeth song, in order for him to be like calm and at ease about brushing his teeth sometimes. Sometimes I'll sing it, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'll play it. And because at first he's like, he don't want us to try to brush his teeth, then he'll eventually give in, but the song does help him and me in positive reinforcement. Good job, Malcolm. Good job. My son's name is Malcolm, like me. Good job. Giving them that positive reinforcement helps a lot. Even when we're doing other things, it does help, And I would say, over time, my son has made so much improvement in a lot of different areas, and I'm just glad to see him steady making improvements going forward. But it takes a lot of patience, man. It takes a lot of love. And I love my son with everything in me. I love, my children with everything in me. But I recognize that my son, he has certain needs and certain special needs that I have to cater to. And as a parent of a child with autism, you have to cater to those needs. You have to make sure they are getting the right positive reinforcement at home, which helps. So I would say that I'm blessed to be watching my son's journey without question. But yeah, man, it's a different journey, a different struggle. That's why I see people like talking about like, oh, and I'm seeing it more too. People talking about, well, making statuses like, of course my son likes to hear the same things over and over. He's autistic. He likes to eat French fries a lot. They like to eat the nuggets and certain little things like that. My son loves goldfish, graham crackers. He loves graham crackers. My son will like to eat the peanut butter crackers, but to eat the open it and lick the peanut butter off. Things like that, like my son likes to do. And so, yeah, man, you just have to stay patient and trust me, I know it's not easy at times because sometimes my son like to make a mess. He'll eat the waffles with the syrup on it and then drop the waffles on the floor. I'm like, come on, man, we gotta get this up, man. Gotta get it up. You know what I mean? And sometimes he eat the waffle again. He'll put it down and bite off little pieces of it and come back to it. So it's just all about being patient and understanding that this is normal for him to do. At first, I didn't know if it was normal or not. I'm like, yo, when they're autistic, you're like, man, he's not eating like I want him to. You wanting your child to just go down and pig out like some other kids may do, but it's not the same process all the time when your child is autistic. And so, I would watch my friends' kids. Even my daughter always was an eater. My older daughter, my daughter is 12. She always would be a major eater. My son, he gonna eat when he gonna eat. Not when he wants to, but when he really want to eat, he'll get down on it. But sometimes it may not be the case. Sometimes he'll nibble. He'll take some bites. He'll take some bites here and there. He'll take some bites. He'll come back to it. Different children and different methods to how they eat. They're eating, and because of the autism, And so, yeah, I want parents to know that those things are normal. It's not anything that's like super strange or even to be afraid of. And again, if he's not eating, your child is not eating, get the Pediasure for them. That would help. Now I would say to brush their teeth because there's a sugar in it and stuff too. You don't want them going to bed at night with it all on their teeth and stuff like that. And this is me, learning with a son who still loves to drink milk. Now, of course, milk in the gallon, whole milk, stuff like that. He loves to drink that, but yeah, you got to do certain things in moderation. My son likes to drink a lot of things too. So I use the Mio instead of the orange or apple juice and stuff like that, and all the juices and stuff. Use the Mio because it's sugar free, and you're just dropping it in water, 1 or 2 drops in the water, and he's good. And I had to learn that because my son would be going to sleep a lot, drinking sippy cups and stuff, and milk and stuff like that, and it's laying on his teeth, which caused him to have like little cavities on his teeth, white cavities, but then they put the SDF on his teeth to turn it black to strengthen his enamel and stuff like that, right? And so he'll get, the white fillings going forth after a while. But yeah, your child is normal if your child is doing this and they're autistic, and I want parents to know that.